taking off the lighting for this commercial project. One way. My expectation, guys, is you will draw something similar to this. I need to see the conduits. Okay, for those of you who were with us, guys, yesterday, we talked about, I walked you for 3 hours. It's on YouTube, by the way. Jeff, you can watch it anytime. I put them on YouTube. 3 hours of how to use McCormick. And if you guys remember, we found a nice assembly that you can use in McCormick, and that assembly was 8 conductors, number 12 THHN in 3/4 of an inch. Right? You guys remember that one that we picked yesterday? So 8 conductors, all of them are number 12 in an EMT conduit. By the way, EMT conduit, 3/4 of an inch, you can load it up to 16 by code, but you don't want to go all the way up to 16 for future expansion. So if you guys walk into a building with 1812, knowing 8 conductors number 12, knowing that if you need to add, you still can add up to 16. Remember, you still can add up to 16 if you run out of, if there is a ninth, pull another conductor. But that's ideally, if you walk with 812, allow you for future expansion. So that's the assembly that I'm using to take off this project. So 3/4 of an inch. So I told you guys we're gonna, between the fixture, we're gonna use 3/4 of an inch, 8 conductors number 12, and we're gonna use 12 MC cable. So here's what I would do. One way of doing it. I would start with right in this area. I took your project, by the way. I took Jeff's project. Jeff has 24 circuits. 24 lighting circuit. So 24 lighting circuit, guys, can get me 3 to 4 conduit system. I can fill all the conductors going back all the way to the panel. So what I did, I decided to use 3 conductors. I could have used 4. Based on the way if you circuit it right, all the circuits should be in one area. You can't bring a circuit here, guys, all the way to the other, and a lighting fixture here and a lighting fixture here, put them in the same circuit. You can, I guess. Then you have to move them through the conduit system. Here's what I did. I took 3/4 of an inch. The red and the green and the black are my 3/4 of an inch. So I took a 3/4 of an inch from this side of the building, ran it all the way here to the panel. Another 3/4 of an inch from this side of the building, the green, all the way to the panel, and a third 3/4 of an inch from this side of the building all the way to the panel. So I have 3 3/4 of an inch conduits. Each of them can be loaded up to, or even more, up to 8 conductors number 12. Remember, the code says you can go up to 16. So if in this area, this conduit at one time need to carry 9 conductors, be it. Remember, the load says you can go up to 16, but we don't want to go to 16. So group your conductors. All your circuit will be grouped up to number 12 all the way to the panel. 1, 2, 3. These are your home run going all the way to the panel. Then, any question, guys, about the conduits? So I built 3 conduits, 3/4 of an inch, to carry all the lighting circuit for my system. Could I add a 4th one? Yes. The more conduit you add, the more cost for your project would be. So I built my conduit. That you can see how I built my conduit. That's number 1. Put your conduits based on how many circuits you have. So basically, if you guys want to know how to do it, take how many circuits you have for lighting, divide it by, if you have 8 conductors, that will give you, the 8 number 12 give you 4 conductors each. Each 4 conductor can give you 3 circuits, 20 amp plus a neutral, right? 3 phases and neutral, shear neutral. That's how I build my system. So if I have 8 number 12, the 8 number 12 will be divided into 4 multi-wire branch circuit. Brian, my friend, multi-wire branch circuit. This multi-wire branch circuit can give me 3 circuits, 20 amp for all my lights, and plus the neutral, the conductor neutral. This will give me 3 circuits plus the neutral. So I have 6 circuits. So if you want to know how many conduits you need, guys, all what you have to do, take the number of circuits you have, divide it by 6. In this case, we have 24. We could have added actually a 4th one. 24 divided by 6 will give you 4 conduits. 4 conduits to move all these circuits through the ceiling. Okay, so I decided to go with 3, a little bit less because I can group more. So I built my conduit. You can see you're going to build your conduits, guys, in a way where you can capture, kind of divide the building into 3 quarters. If you might think 3 areas, 3 sections, or 4 sections, or 5 sections. I built my conduit system all the way going to the panel, guys, right? They will be carrying 812 at one point or less. Then, what I usually do, guys, then the best way to do it is to take a box like this. This is a deep box. This is 4 by 11/16. Is that what you call it? Or 4 by 11/16 by 2 1/8. The deepest box you can have. This box based on the box conduit fill, because the inspector will catch you in the conduit fill, in the box fill. Based on the box fill, guys, this baby can handle 18 conductors. I can bring 18 conductors. You bring 19 conductor, you violated the code. So that's why if you stick with the 812, that will also take into consideration how many conductors you can bring in the deepest box that you can install, a deep box like this, 8 conductors, 18 conductors. Okay, so here's my square box. I'm going to use this size, 4 by 11, 16 by 2.5 square box. And what I usually do, guys, I go every area, every room, at least one box like this. The rule is every room, area, at least, I say the word at least 4 boxes. So I went to the bathroom right here. All these squares, guys, are boxed. So I went to the bathroom and put a box like this. So I'm going to put my conduit. My conduit is coming right in here from box to box to box, right? So here's my box right in sitting here. Then inside this bathroom, guys, I loop. Can you see the 2 fixtures? I use an MC or a fixture web. If you're within 6 feet, Jeff, as you know, if you put your box right here within 6 feet, you use the fixture web that comes with it. So when I put my box right here, I will use a fixture web or take it as an MC cable from these 2 fixtures directly into this box. Cool? So I have my box right here, picking up these 2. I have another bathroom, I put another box here to pick these 2 as it goes to the panel. Then I went down here, guys. When you put these boxes, you don't want to carry more than 6 fixtures. You don't want to bring more than 6 cables to this, because if you bring more than 6 cables, here's what's going to happen, guys. You're going to overload this box in terms of number of conductors. So when you come over here, here's what I did. I have a junction box, same thing right in here. I went from fixture to the box. I could have done fixture, MC cable to box, fixture to the box. You know, you could MC cable from this fixture to this fixture. You can do that to the other fixture, and will give me with 1 MC cable number 12 that I can land it directly into this box. So I got this one. I add another one here. I went fixture to box. I fixture to box, or you can go directly from fixture to the box if you're within 6 or even within 6 feet. So that's how I place my boxes. Now you can argue I could have gotten away with this boxes here or more, but I usually do every 6 fixtures, throw a box in between them. Every 6 fixtures, throw a box. Okay, you might not use all of them, guys. You might not. The openings that you have in this box, you have 3 on every side, right? So you have 4 sides, 12 openings. You always want to leave 2 for the conduits. These 2 are going to be for the conduits, going this in and out. The rest will be places where you can tie your MC cable. There's one little problem. This box cannot handle more than 18 conductors. So don't bring a lot. If you fill this box, bring cable in every opening here, you will exceed the box fill for this. Cool? So if you guys bring no more than 4 to 6 in here, 4 to 6, you're good to go. In plus the conduits, of course, coming in. Okay, here's my boxes. I loop them in. I went to this room, guys. Same thing. I bring a conduit here, and I picked up these lights with an MC cable. So I covered this area. Then I went with another conduit system. I threw it here. I picked up with a J box. Every area I threw a J box, at least one J box, and I moved all the way through. I came to this area, guys. The same thing. I put my conduit system, picked up a J box, loop them into the J box. Now these type of fixtures, guys, that we used, if you guys remember, these are direct and indirect lights. Direct and indirect lights, they have a stem that comes with them. So for the stem, you have to have some type of tying them together. So you might have to have another tiny little box that comes. So the stem will comes into the box, and you go from MC cable from box to box. So these need you guys need another box above them. Because there's direct, indirect light, they're suspended, so you're going to take that stem going all the way. You need to terminate it, Jeff, with something, right? You need to terminate up there. So please add, for these suspending ones, you don't need to use this type of box. Here's the smallest box, a smaller box like this. Actually, probably the shallowest 4x4 box that you can use with these, right at the top. So the stem can come into them, and you tie it to the branch circuit. So that's what I use, because these are direct, indirect lights, As you count, please go ahead and count these as boxes. Smallest box, 4x4 only. Okay, so that's, and then you build your conduit system, guys, and you loop them with MC cable, and you brought them all the way to the lighting panel. Any comments, any questions about this? So that's my conduit system for the lighting panel, my conduit system for the lighting circuits, in this project. Everybody understand why I moved with 812? Because it gives me complete six circuits here. So 6 times 4, that will give me 24 circuits. You guys use, I think, 21 in this project. 21 circuits. I am covered. Any comments, any questions? That's one way of doing it. Now, Jeff is looking at me and says, Chad, I could have MC the sucker, all of them together. You could. You know, if you can use MC for everything, no EMT conduit, but I'm telling you, I need EMT conduit. Okay? If you want to MC it, guys, you can MC with 4. That will be 12-4. 12-4 will give you 3 circuits. Then you start taking your MC cable, moving it from one to another, all the way, but you can carry only 3 circuits in the cable. 3 circuits in the MC cable. Here with conduits, I can carry up to 6 circuits, even more. I can carry another 3 circuits without exceeding the code. So it allows you for future expansion, guys, to pull the conductors from here all the way to any of these boxes. Then, Jeff, you come over there and you tie to any expansion that you need in the ceiling.
We're still going to do the multi-wire branch circuit.
We're using...
That isn't very common anywhere.
Multi-wire branch circuit. We're using multi-wire branch circuit. If you guys want to use it now, good point. What if I don't want to use a multi-wire branch circuit? If I use a neutral with a phase, then this 8 will give you, for every 3-phase circuit, you need 6. That will give you, these 8 will give you only 3 circuits. 4 circuits. 4 circuits. If you want to go that route, then that assembly that we're using give you only 4 circuits. You just have more, but you can remember, you can have bigger, you can go up to 16 conductors. So you still can build with a neutral, I guarantee you. Even with pulling a neutral with every hot, guys, you still can build this system this way. Because remember, the 3/4 inch can go up to 16 conductors you can fill in it. I'm only filling it up to what? 8. So if you add even neutral with each circuit, so these 3 circuits, that will give you 3 wires, 6 wires, plus a neutral with each circuit. That will give me 12, right? Am I right here? So 3 circuits, 3 phases, plus 3 neutral, 6. Plus this will be 6, 12 circuits, and I'm only loading it E8, I can go up to 16, so I'm still covered, even if you pull a separate neutral. Any comments, guys, any questions about, so my expectation, hopefully, is you guys will build this system, please. Show me your conduit when you come. I'm not saying do it this way, Zach, but I need you to show me how you build your conduits. My conduit might be wrong, because Jeff might have picked up a circuit from here to here. Then in a case like this, guys, you take a conduit from this box to this system and you pull that conductor through them. Or they can meet right in the panel. Typically, I don't like to meet in the panel. I can pull these conduits, tie these two together so I can go from one conduit system to another too. Any comments, guys, any questions about taking off the commercial lights? The commercial light. Adam, does it make sense? So knowing, now you have to think as an electrician, like I said, guys. You need to think that there is an assembly that you're moving with based on what we did yesterday. Here's the box that I'm going to be putting, right? So I can bring, and then here's the cable that I'm going to be using, and here's my limitation in how many conductors I can bring to a box from the code. Any question, guys, before I flip? I'm going to flip into the receptacles. We're going to do the receptacles, and that basically will be it in terms of the lights and the receptacles. Mechanical equipment, Jeff, we're going to take an EMT conduit and pick the mechanical equipment direct. That's home run to the mechanical panel. So any comments, guys, any questions about this? Any comments, any questions?
You're not worried about with blinks and derating and voltage drop?
We're using number 12. And we're loading, if you look at, go ahead and look at it. You are inside a small building, guys. You're using number 12. Number 12 can get you 30 amps. When you derate 50% of the 30 amps, what do you get? 15 amps. By code, you can't load it more than 16 anyway. I've done this exercise many times, guys. If you load the conduit, this conduit, up to 16 carrying conductors. If you go to the code and derate, you have to derate the THHN 30 amps, cut it by half, give you 15. By code, you cannot load a circuit, lighting circuit, more than 16 amps. So how many amps did you lose? Only one. And if you guys look at your lighting circuits, you were using LEDs. That's the least voltage with number 12. And the building is small too. So not a whole lot of, under these circumstances, it wouldn't be a big deal. Any comments, guys? I'm going to flip, if you don't mind, Jeff, using your project, I'm going to flip into the receptacles and just draw a couple of things in the receptacles. Now I want to remind you guys, this ceiling is a 12-foot ceiling, so as you go down, make sure you accommodate for going 12 feet into the panel. Every time you go to the panel, probably if you account 10 feet going to the panel, that's great because the panels are high enough. So when you drop down here, at 10 feet going into the panel. Any comments, guys, about this conduit system? So I'm going to go to the receptacle panel and see how many. I want to erase these. Well, why it's not working, Darren? Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm going to go to, first of all, I'm going to go see how many receptacle circuits you have, Jeff. Here's my lighting circuit. I'm going to go to how many receptacles. Here's mechanical. By the way, the mechanical equipment, can you guys see the mechanical equipment? This is a home run for each one of them. Except if you have a small load, a tiny little load, then you can group them together. Feel free to group them together. But for the most part, if it's an air handling unit, you'll take a home run from the EMT conduit all the way to the disconnect, from the disconnect, flex it all the way to the equipment. Let me go into the receptacle panel here. Where's your receptacle panel, Jeff? Let's see how many circuits. I have 51. Looks like 54, huh? Right? 54, give or take. For furniture, it's 54 circuits, right? 53, 54. I have 54 circuits. So we need to build a system for 54 circuits. We're going to use multi-wire branch circuit, guys. So do me a favor. Do you have a calculator handy? Take 54 divided by 6. We're going to use the same conduit system. 54, 9. Okay, now I have to carry 9 conduits for this to carry them all the way up. So let me go to Jeff's receptacle. Power is right in here, right? Here's my power. Okay. Is this power? Where's my receptacles? Am I missing anything here? What happened to your power, Jeff?
What'd you do to it?
E6, right here. Floor plan power. Where's the receptacles? That's interesting. Floor plan power. Yeah, we might have to give you an F now. So, ouch. So what would that be? Maybe, I don't want to go, maybe you VV'd. Maybe, let's go here. Maybe it's VV'd. Power. I thought it would be here, man. Okay, let's see VV. Electrical equipment is here. Electrical fixtures. That should be electrical fixtures.
Sabotage my project.
I sabotage your project, man. Ouch. Okay. I don't know why. But when you have your receptacle, guys, when you have your receptacle are going to be located in these areas, right, in the walls. So what I would do with receptacles is you're going to carry them. You build a conduit system. We said 9. Probably we can get away with less than 9. You group them. You're going to move in the walls. Remember, these walls are open for you to move through. So if I have my receptacles here, here's all my receptacles. If it's in a wall, all what you have to do is just go with the MC cable from one to another. Now, so that's in the wall, right? You're moving like we did residential, from wall to wall. The studs, I'm telling you guys, we have metallic studs, move right through it from one to another. And then you might have to build a conduit system depending where I know these guys were in the floor. So let's assume we decided that we're going to go in the floor. So that's going to be a home run directly from each one of these to the box. You're going to take these one as an underground ones, right? PVC conduit, underground, that's how we wired it. The rest of them, guys, we're going to grab them I don't want to move right through the wall. So we're going to grab them and build the same thing, build a conduit system in this area that goes, a conduit system, and go all the way at least 4 or conduit system. And then when you're done with this circuit, you can come to with a gearbox here, and you can come directly and tie it to the closest gearbox that you have, depending how many. And here's my advice for you guys: when you use an MC cable, always, unless they tell you you need a separate neutral, unless they see you need a separate neutral, here's what you're going to be moving with. You're going to be moving with a 12-4 MC cable. So if you move with 12-4, unless they tell you need a separate neutral, you move with 12-4. 12-4, guys, will give you how many circuits? 12-4 will give you 3 circuits. 3 20-amp circuits. So if you're moving in this wall with 12-4, you can pick, if you have up to 3 circuits, you can pick them up with one cable, take them all the way to the MC, to a junction box, and shoot them all the way to the panel. What I suggest, guys, the same thing, move with the assembly of 8, number 12, A, W, G, T, H, H, N. Move with 8, number 12. So as you group them, because we have a lot of circuits, as you group them, move with an assembly of number 8 all the way to the panel. Number 8 to the, yes, sir.
I don't want to be, like that guy, but I'm going to be that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
That's not a realistic way to do it. You're not going to share, you're not going to have 3 circuits worth of power on one 3-pole breaker at the panel. So
Okay.
you're not going to share, you're not going to pull a multi-wire, you're going to pull 12-2.
Why not? Unless the engineer tell you not to pull it, why not?
Because it's not common, you don't do it anymore.
Why not?
It's bad wiring practice
Okay.
for a building, and as far as from a maintenance standpoint, as far as, it's just, you're not going to see it.
So you're gonna pull a multi-wire branch and no multi-wire branch circuits.
I'm saying that you're not going to have 3 circuits.
No multi-wire branch circuits.
On a 3-pole breaker.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm telling you, you're gonna take it off as a multi-wire branch circuit. What you do in the field with your company is up to you. Unless the engineer tells me, unless when I bid on my job, unless the engineers tell me it's a separate, realistic, non-realistic, I happen to be an engineer. I completely agree with you. Of course, it's the best. What's the best system to design? What is the best system to design? No multi-wire branch circuit. Why? Because in 2008, they changed the code, and the multi-wire branch circuit have to be tied together. So if one of them trips, it could take 3 with it. From a maintenance point of view, it's not a good idea. Cool?
All I'm saying is why don't we do it according to what you're going to see most commonly out in the field? That's all I'm saying.
Do it. I don't like the word most commonly, but you do it. Do the best design, the best installation is if you do not pull a multi-wire branch circuit. I'm not going to argue with this, because from a maintenance point of view, you build the building for 50 years to come. For people like yourself are going to be maintaining the building. So if you want to use a multi-wire branch circuit, then you have to have either a special cable, or you're going to use or you're going to be using a 12-2, multiple 12-2. Cool. So it doesn't hurt my feeling if you want to use no multi-wire branch circuit. Doesn't hurt my feeling. So I'll leave it up to you. What's the best design and installation? No multi-wire branch circuits. What's the cheapest design and installation? Multi-wire branch circuits. So I'm not going to sit here and argue. Okay. Any comments, guys, about these? Any comments? Group them together either with a multi-wire branch circuits, or if you don't want to use a multi-wire branch circuits, then you're going to be using, in this case, you're going to be using more cables. You're going to use a 12-2 or 12-3. We're going to be using different. You're going to be using 12-2, a lot of 12-2 to loop them all together. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Good point, though. Any comments? Any questions? So that's how we're going to build your system. So what I'm looking for you guys is to build a conduit system. I would like you to show me your conduit system. How are you going to pull them together all the way? Now, could we group them all and go through the wall all the way to the panel? Yes, you can. It will be a long way to go, especially these areas here, to pick them through the studs all the way back here. It will be a long way. So please, when you guys do your layout, I'm looking for an EMT conduits, 3/4 inch, with square boxes in the ceiling, grouped together. and you can load them up to, like I said, the assembly that we have been using is 812. You can use an 812 assembly. If you need, if you're going to use a non-multi-wire branch circuit, it's still, you can pull. Remember, this guy's, the code says you can put 16 number 12 A W G T H H N in a 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. So you still can do it, even if you double them. Any comments, any questions? So Darren, my friend, when you guys build your conduits, please, that's what I'm looking for. Build a conduit, lube them up. Okay, so that's for the mechanical equipment, guys. For the mechanical equipment, let me minimize that. So for your mechanical equipment, you have a lot of mechanical equipment here, guys. We're gonna be bringing home runs to these mechanical equipment. I have my air handling unit right here. So for my air handling unit, here's my mechanical. I'm gonna go all the way up to here, and this is I'm gonna go into my my air handling unit. Typically, you have a flex set. So these are going to be home runs. A lot of these guys, EMT conduit, depending on the size, EMT conduit. When you reach your equipment, you're going to flex it. When you reach your equipment, you're going to flex to tie to the equipment. You put a flexible conduit to tie to your equipment. Any comments, guys? Any questions about taking off your mechanical equipment, your receptacles, and your lights? Zach? Yes, no? Okay. Now, when you guys, all of you work in the field, if your supervisor tells you do otherwise, by any means, do it. You know, this is one way of doing it. I don't claim to be the best way or the better way. There's so many ways, guys, of taking off. But for those of you who don't have an experience and as a starters, build your conduit system. It takes a lot to build a conduit system. You are thinking as an electrician, guys, as a good electrician too. You have to group your conductors. So, any comments, guys? Any questions about taking your mechanical equipment? Darren, my friend, Andrew, cool. So my expectation, guys, is you build your system, please. Use EMT conduits for all your mechanical equipment. Use a 4-inch flex as you tie to your equipment. Allow a 4 feet of flexible metallic conduit, so you can tie to your equipment. So that's basically it in terms of taking the power and so forth. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? Yesterday we talked about the site. When you guys go to the site, here's what my expectation from you when you go to the site. I think we use PVC. So we're gonna take off these as PVC. We're gonna measure them. That's piece of cake from here all the way, the way we are doing them, all the way PVC. There's poles. You guys are going to account for the poles that you're going to be doing, installing your poles, your lighting poles here. The conductors I would like you to use, not smaller than number 8, AWG. So you need, I don't know how many circuits. Most of you guys did one circuit, so that would be 3 conductors. Number 8. If we're using an PVC, use a 3/4 of an inch. PVC schedule 40. Let's use a 40. 3/4 of an inch PVC schedule 40. Lube them all together. When it comes to your lights right here, guys, you're gonna accommodate. There will be conductors. I don't know if they come with the fixture or not. We're gonna assume it's not coming with the fixture. So you need also 3 conductors. Number 12. 30 of them. 30 feet. To go to my fixtures. To go to tie to your fixtures. Tie to your fixtures. Don't forget, guys, to accommodate for the pole. Yesterday, when I showed you the software, there is a place for poles, so you can take off a pole. When you trench, when we did the software yesterday, I showed you guys a place. You need to take this one as a branch circuit and as a trench. We're going to be trenching it. Don't forget, guys, that your mechanical equipment is going to be coming from here. We're not showing our electrical equipment. Your electrical equipment are going to be coming from this way too, so you have to trench for your electrical equipment. You have to accommodate for feeders for electrical equipment, and as well as, what did we say yesterday? We said meter center. Your meter center is going to be somewhere here. Termination box, my termination box. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Is this enough information to get you guys up and running, Brian? Is that cool? Would they be able to? Jamie, is that good enough to get you up and running? It will take 5 good years to make a good estimator, guys. You're on the right track. When you go, Kerry, my friend, if you're doing estimating for your company, if they tell you do it otherwise, please do it by any means. By any means. We have our speaker, guys, on Thursday. We have a speaker on Thursday, and we'll show him the project, and we'll see how they take it off. The people who are working in the field, and they've been there for years taking off projects. So you're hearing the takeoff from the mouth of an engineer. Any comments, any questions? Kerry, is this enough, my friend? Adam?
Yep.
Yes, no? Okay. So when you guys work on your blueprints, you can work together, but when you put the data in the software and you come and review it with your friend Chad, you have to bring your laptop, separate laptops. Had I made myself clear? You're going to submit 2 copies, and you're going to bring your laptop, guys, to me and show me how you put the information in the software. So, but the takeoff, the stuff that you draw over here, you can do one for both if you want to, or you can, each one of you guys will do his own. Thank you. Okay, so let's take advantage.